Alright guys, back with another video here. So I got something here from Mark Nixon, who just posted this clip on X. It says, Carney backs the 100 million plan. Mark Carney just brought on the Century Initiative board, chaired by Mark Wiseman, the same group pushing for 100 million people in Canada by 2100. By the year 2100. Pierre Poilievre rejected it. Hell no to full gate. The Liberals have exploded immigration. So let's have a look here and see what Pierre has to say. Then we'll talk about it after, like usual.
Earlier this week, Mark Carney added Mark Wiseman to his list of advisors on Canada-U.S. relations. Mark Wiseman was the co-founder of the Century Initiative, a lobby group that wants to bring Canada's population to 100 million people by 2100. Can I get your reaction to that, and what do you think, how do you feel about the idea of rapidly expanding Canada's population to reach 100 million by the end of the century?
Well, it shows that the Liberals would be no different in a fourth term than they were in the first three. The Liberals destroyed our immigration system in their first three terms in power. They followed a radical globalist ideology of massive, uncontrolled population growth that put strain on our housing market, our health care, and our job market. Now, corporate elites like Mr. Wiseman and Mr. Carney loved it because it drives wages down. It takes jobs away from our workers in numbers that we can't replace by growth in the job market. But it's terrible for our working class. And by bringing on Mr. Wiseman, it shows that Mark Carney supports the Liberal Century Initiative to nearly triple our population to 100 million people. We voted against the Century Initiative in the House of Commons, and the Liberals voted for the Century Initiative unanimously. That is the radical Liberal agenda on immigration. We will get back to moderate, reasonable levels of immigration. Our country was built by common sense immigration, but we need to ensure we grow the housing supply, our health care, and our jobs faster than we grow our population. And so I will reject the Century Initiative and get back to common sense immigration that brings people to Canada in numbers that we can hire, that we can house, and that we can care for. That was the best immigration system in the world, and we're going to bring it home again.
Yeah, he's correct. And I love what he said there about the working class. You know, the more people that come here, if we don't have the jobs for them, that means there's just more competition for the few jobs that we have. That benefits corporations, because now you don't have a negotiation tactic because you have no leverage. If you don't have no leverage, you can't negotiate your wage. If there's 10 job openings at a company and 50 people show up, oh, you're only paying $17 an hour, I want 18. They're going to say, well, have a nice day, we're going to hire someone else. If 10 or 12 people show up, and maybe a few of them aren't qualified, now all of a sudden it's like, well, hey, they need you specifically because there's not as many people who applied and some of them aren't qualified. Now you can say, hey, can I get that $18 an hour? And you'll probably get it, or you'll get at least something. Maybe they compromise with something in the middle, but it's likely that you'll be able to negotiate your wage if you have a little bit more leverage. And right now the working class has zero leverage. And that's part of the reason, a big part of the reason, why wages have been stagnant for the past 15, 20 years. I think it's only gone up like 5% on average. I remember being 18, 19 years old, getting out of high school, driving a forklift, making 18, 19 bucks an hour. You go to start a new job today, you're making somewhere between $17 and $19 an hour. It's, it's crazy. But meanwhile, rent has doubled. And what they want to do is they want to keep adding in mass immigration to the point where we have 100 million people in over 70 years from now. Now, for the people who say, well, the Century Initiative, it's a conspiracy theory or whatever you want to call it, we'll just pull it up. They have their own website. They don't even try to hide it anymore, guys. Right here. The Century Initiative. They got all this stuff here. I mean, you can read through it. I'm not going to go through the whole site, but it's very interesting. And this is who the people who support Mark Carney. We just added them to his board, so I guess I guess they support each other. What does that tell you? They want this to happen, and it can't happen. We can't afford mass immigration until you can't really afford it unless you have the jobs, the housing, but we don't have those things. You can't have it. But the Liberals want to do it anyway. And who does it hurt the most? The working class, the middle class, the class that they want to eliminate. If you don't believe me, then why is it in almost every metric that the middle class is doing worse now than it was just 15 years ago when I was 21 years old? I lived both. So you can't tell me otherwise. It's very interesting. What's the middle class? What's the quality of the middle class going to be like in another 10 years if this keeps happening? They will be gone. You will only have rich and poor people, and most of us will be poor. That's the plan. When you're poor and you need help, they can control you. And that's what they want. That's why you don't ever elect an authoritarian government. I know it's a bit of a stretch calling them that. I know it's like there's real authoritarian governments that like put you in jail for tweets, or I think they're doing that in the UK now. But you know that eventually they want to have just full control over everything. And they can't have that if there's a thriving middle class. Because people are too free. They can just say, well, I'm selling my house and I'm leaving. But if you're poor, you don't have a house to sell, you don't have the money to move. You're stuck. And that's exactly what they want. And a lot of Canadians are going to be fooled into it, and they're going to vote for it. So, I mean, it makes me hard to feel bad for, if it happens or when it happens, but, the people who are going to vote Liberal, again, somehow, are contributing to this. But that's Canadians for you. Let me know what you guys think. Please don't be shy. Please let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.